Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope we're all well. I hope we're happy with that result. I'd be surprised if no one is. Look, what a result that is for City. Just to start, 5-0. It's not just a win; it's a statement. And I know people will say, "Oh, you beat Sparta Prague 5-0. You can only beat what's in front of you." And, we just didn't, we were relentless, I felt, in that second half. Didn't really let them get a rest, punish them whenever they made a mistake. For me, it should have been 6. But we won't get into it. We had enough opportunities to really cause so much damage. Yes. Never messing about with my watch-alongs again. Costing me 1 hour build-up law. Yeah, fair enough, mate. I hope your stream went well, though. Nonetheless, I hope you got some decent views. But what a performance this was, honestly. And oh my lord, that goal from Erling it's insane. I don't know how he does it. I can't wrap my head around it. I genuinely can't. It's just mental. It's so good. Nunes, man of the match. He is cooking. Honestly, picking man of the match was so difficult for me. At the end, I kind of went for a tied. My man of the match is a tied man of the match. But on the graphic, it does say it's been given to a particular player. 110 views I got. At first, I thought it was a scruffy kick. Then I saw it again, and wow. I know, to begin, I thought he just got in the air and tried to hit it with anything. But watching it back, that technique is ridiculous from Erling. Getting in the air and the flick with the back of his foot from there. How does he even know that the ball is right there? He hasn't got his eye on it. He can't have. He just hits it. He just knows. It's like his foot is a magnet and the ball is metal. It's crazy how he can hit them like that. I don't know how he's done that. But nonetheless, let's fly straight into this. Now then, look, I can Phil Foden man of the match, but he's easily tied with Nunes. I couldn't pick, so I just decided to pick Foden, get him on the graphic. But in truth, look, if that little trophy you get for getting man of the match could be cut in half, please do, because I thought they were both brilliant. And I'll go from top to bottom. So, Ortega. Between the sticks for City tonight, I thought he was fine. Made a good save in that first half. Came out, made some collections. Only really misplaced 1 or 2 passes off the top of my head. So, on that regard, it was all good from Stefan. I couldn't ask for anything more from him. Did his job when he was called upon in that first half. At a decent moment as well. It could have been 1-1, possibly changes the game. But other than that, he was absolutely fine. Ortega, couldn't fault him. Rico, I just think this guy, I don't think it should be a talk about how Kyle Walker's our number 1 right back and Rico is, just about getting in over him because he's just doing better. I think this is just Rico's right back now. I think it's silly to take him out of the team. I think it's a must-have for him. I think he's brilliant, Rico Lewis. I think he's absolutely unreal. And the guy is 19. He is 19 years old. And he is performing like this on Champions League nights. He's performing like this in big Premier League games. He is ridiculous, Rico Lewis. And I'm so happy with the way he's going. Akanji, 6.5. Look, no disrespect to him. I just felt he didn't do as much as other defenders. I thought his job wasn't as big. To be fair, he gets an assist, which is good. I did like it, but I thought other than that, he was quite quiet, knocking the ball around like everyone else. But other than that, I can't really think of any key standout moments he had. Stones, lovely goal from him. Honestly, beautiful header. 2 goals in 2 games for him. Wild. Was really happy with John Stones' performance there. Brilliant stuff. Really happy for him. And yeah, I really hope he keeps playing this way. He's playing quite well at the moment, John Stones. So Pep, yet again, so pumped on the sideline. I know, man. He's just so energetic, you know. I've just been watching these guys talk, and, you know, it's like you'd think, they're saying that you'd think after so many years doing it and playing at this level, some of the energy would be lost, but it's just not. He's just so passionate about it, and I'm all for it. I absolutely love it. It's all brilliant. Doesn't look like a guy who wants to leave to me. No, I don't think he does. I'll be honest, I don't think his mind is 100% made up yet, either. And Pep doesn't really strike me as that guy. I don't think he's unhappy here. I think right now he's quite happy. You know, why wouldn't he be? He's not unhappy. But you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I really want Pep to stay. Who doesn't? And I really hope he does. And you know, just seeing him passionate will never get old. Moving on to Nathan Ake. This was really important for him. He getting minutes back in his legs. You know, hasn't played since the first international break. So, you know, he really needed this, and I'm really happy for him to have played this match. Where is everyone tonight? Same with me. Is everyone sleeping? Was in the chat. Mine too. Never an active chat midweek anymore, only weekends. What about you? Okay, so good. Should have had a goal. That was a disgrace for that to be disallowed. I didn't complain much at the time, but I think that's awful. That his arm is here. It doesn't get much closer to your chest than that. Like, you want him to like be hugging it down. You know, you might as well get a bit of duct tape and wrap it down. It's such a like ridiculous ask for a player to keep his arm not here at all times on a goal. He's mid-run, you know. A very common run is running like that, you know, maybe not quite like that. Okay, I look a bit of a mug there. You know, like, it's here. It's right here. It's crazy, you know. Maybe I'm giving a bit too much credit. It couldn't have been further than here, though. See, that's why I said before, it couldn't have been further than here. It's almost wrapped to him, you know. It's not, hey, if it was here, fine, absolutely. Let it go, okay? Still, you know, if it's here, that's fine, okay? Sure, whatever. But it's here. It's actually here. Like, what? I know the rule, and it's if the ball touches your arm in the build-up to a goal, then it gets written off. But, like, what? That's just silly in my mind. You know, it's here. It's not a pen if it's in the other box. It's in because it's in a natural position. Exactly, it's here. Look, if the ball got struck, you know, player there, boots it at me, gets hit there, the ref is not blowing for that. Or if he does blow for it, it goes to VAR and it gets overturned. There's no way that's a penalty, and there's no way that should be disallowed. I felt so bad for him as well. Back on the pitch, first start for City this season, and you know, coming back from an injury, gets a goal, couldn't be happier, loses it. What a shame. Moving on, Ilkay Gundogan, 47. I thought he was actually decent today, Ilkay. I thought knocking it about, he was pretty good, and I was very happy with Ilkay's performance. I think that was a step in the right direction. You know, he had a couple poor shots from the edge of the box, but he has a part to play in John Stones' goal. Knocking it about, I thought he was absolutely fine. A couple of misplaced passes here and there, but so did everyone. So big ups to Ilkay. Matheus Nunes, what a performance this was. You know, look, I know it's against Sparta Prague, but who cares? He played really well. 3 goal contributions. He's contributed to over half of our goals. You know, both assists are really good. My favourite one's the first one. I think it's lovely. That cross, I think it's absolutely delightful to watch. You know, sends his man, opens up just a bit more space for himself, curls it in. John Stones, beautiful header. It's a beautiful assist from Matheus Nunes, and even the one afterwards, the whole passage of play there is really good from City. You know, Rico, great run, knocks it to Foden, first time ball into Nunes, first time ball into Haaland, and Haaland, lovely finish, you know, as you'd expect from him. It was absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy with Matheus Nunes, to be honest. So happy. and stood up, took the pen, and he never looked in doubt. He was so focused, and he buried it. He absolutely buried it. Really happy with that. 3 goal contributions, perfect. Perfect from him. I couldn't ask for much more from him. This is such a good step in the right direction. And this performance is probably the best I've seen him play. I think this overshadows any performance he had for us last season. And I really want to see him start again. I want to see him start a bit more. Nunez, disgrace if he doesn't start on Saturday. Nunez is good at pens, man. I know he took a really good one against United in the Community Shield. The trophy on the line, stood up and took it. You could argue, could there be a cheeky little argument that he's our other pen taker? Because who else? Phil Foden. Okay. Look, he's missed pens for us in the past. I remember West Ham, he missed one. I know he scored since then on pens in shootouts, but KDB is kind of established that he's not really decent at pens. So not KDB. Rodri, I remember he took one against Spurs. It was the dodgiest pen I've ever seen. But he scored it, but nonetheless, not even available. Gundo, he went for a good streak, but then he missed one, and then he kind of kept missing them. So Savinho, I haven't seen enough of it. I know he's took one in the Community Shield, but that's the only one I've seen. So Edison, yeah, Eddie, he's yet to miss a pen for us, and that pen he took in the Community Shield, that was lovely. That was a really good pen. Didn't he take our final penalty? Not like the winning penalty, but 5 players step up. Didn't he take the 5th one? That's crazy. Company in big trouble. Yeah, he got caught by Flick. Flick absolutely had him. Great performance by Barca. Hat-trick for Rafinha. Honestly, I remember. I believe Rafinha was okay at Barca for those first 2 seasons. I think it was an improvement last season, but not by much. This season, though, he is unreal. He's been scoring them all. Great stuff from him. Anyways, moving on to Bernardo. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Bernardo was okay at best today. A lot of misplaced passes. I thought dribbling, he didn't look too as good as he normally could. I was kind of disappointed with Bernardo. He's playing in a position he's relatively familiar with. I thought he was all right. I don't think he was awful. I don't think he was great. Made a good chance at one point for Haaland. But other than that, I can't really think of anything else. Lewandowski has awoken from the dead. I know. Okay. Did he celebrate? Do you know? I wonder. I do wonder. But yeah, Bernardo, not the best. Not the best. But hey, big ups to you. Hopefully you can pick it up. Hopefully it's just a meh performance. Foden, tired man of the match for me. I thought it was brilliant. I thought that first half he was easily the standout player. Second half, didn't get any goal contributions, but he had a part in Haaland's second goal. And I thought overall play was brilliant. His pressing is so good, Phil Foden. It's something I noticed a lot, and I couldn't help but give him a 7.5 at least. I thought it was really good. So big ups to Phil Foden. I thought he was so good. Foden's signature goal almost happened. I know, it was so close. And he's still got a bit of rust on him. And you can see it. He said it in speaking to the pundits afterwards. He said like he knows he's not quite back up to his top level yet. And it really did show. But today was definitely a step in the right direction. I really want to see him start on the weekend as well, Really happy with Phil Foden today. It's a good step. And people will say, I've said this already today, but people will say, oh, it's Sparta Prague. Who cares? We can only beat what's in front of you. And a good performance at the end of the day is a good performance. And no complaints from me on Phil Foden. I thought he was great. Savinho, thought there was a lot of good runs. And I'd like to say, Look, he did lose the ball a few times, Savinho, but that's what happens when you're a kind of winger that Savinho is, when you take on your man. A winger that takes on his man is going to lose the ball. But the whole point of it is that he's going to beat his man eventually. And if he can beat his man eventually once, then he can potentially get a goal. And that is the beauty of a winger like Savinho. It's, there's a good word for it. You're trading. I can't put my finger on it. But bottom line was, you're trading good for bad. You know, you're going to lose it sometimes, but you're going to win it too. Savinho is very meh. You see our bench players, and I know our bench was bad, man. We had 7 players on the bench, 2 of which were keepers. All of our subs. Oh, where am I pointing? All of our subs over there, they were all 3 senior players, 2 youngsters, 2 keepers. I know that is really bad, and to be honest, I think that's everything we have. KDB, I know he trained, but he didn't train much. And hopefully we can have him back next week, which is another senior player. Doku injury, bad. I know it's probably over 2 weeks for how Pep spoke about it. Because he said Grealish out for 7 to 10 days and Doku out for longer. You know, that's a minimum 2 weeks basically. And that's a while to not have him for. We're probably not going to see Doku until after the next international break. With how Pep was speaking about it. The fact that you can put a date on it, not even like 3 weeks, you know. The fact that you can put a date on it was worrying. And it's bad because those are two out and out wingers. I know Grealish can play in midfield, but he's always been a winger for us. We haven't got him. And Doku's just a winger. We now have one actual winger option, which is Savinho. We have players that can play on the wing: Bernardo, Foden, McAtee, Nunes. He played off the left today, Nunes. So, you know, it's just a bit worrying, the fact that we only have one actual winger. I remember at the beginning of the season, I was saying our winger depth is crazy, but then Oscar Bob injury, Grealish injury, Jeremy Doku injury. So. Brilliant to see you in fan reactions again, by the way. Oh, am I there? Cool. I didn't even know. I'll check that out later. Big ups. Moving on, though, to big Erling Haaland at the top of the pitch. This guy is crazy. That finish is unreal. The only reason I've given him a 7 is that I thought he definitely could have had a hat-trick. He had at least 1 or 2 chances in the first half. I do think the keeper did force some incredible saves. And I thought that what was it? And I thought in the second half, I know he had a header which he could have done better with, and I reckon he thinks it too. You know, the one that speaks over you. I'm in that one. I found it strange when the guy criticised you. Well, what did he do that in the one just gone? He said, when he said like he needs to react more, but he's a City fan, and we don't find many of them. Thinking I have to watch the video. It doesn't bother me, to be honest. Whatever he says, you know. The bottom line is I'm in his video, and it gets me out there a little bit more, I suppose. So, you know, I can't really complain, I suppose. Oh man, I've just seen the Liverpool highlights, man. That goal, that ball from Salah is crazy, but like, come on, how has Curtis Jones completely like just been allowed to make that run? Crazy. Now you're in the main one. Cool. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right, well, I'll have to look at that. I meant when we drew to Arsenal 2-2. Okay, my bad. All right, again, I'll have to look at that later. I completely forgot about that. Now that I mention, I do remember being in that. Anyway, so onto the bench. Like I said with Erling, though, brilliant finishes. But onto the bench. McAtee, Diaz, Vardy, I thought they were all decent. Did their jobs. Don't think anyone did anything wrong. It was fine. Kovacic, I thought he lost the ball a couple of times and didn't quite look too sharp, I felt. So, just 5.5. It's nothing to be stressed over. I just don't think he looked too sharp. So I'm giving him a 5.5 because of that. He was joking though. Yeah, of course. I know it's all a joke. I have seen a couple of his bits before. That Bobby Bounce was an Arsenal fan, so he was rattled after the Stones goal. Well. Okay, fair enough. And on Nico Riley, yeah, he came on. Didn't really do anything. Unlucky to not get a goal. The ball through, and then the keeper and him went for it. Keeper won. But imagine the keeper didn't win, and Nico Riley beaten him to it. That would have been something to watch. But nonetheless, Nico Riley, good to get you some minutes in from the last time you played with Watford. So big ups to you, mate. And yeah, that concludes my player ratings. On my thoughts on the whole performance, I thought it was really good. Thought the first half was a struggle. Got the early goal, which was good, which gave us a good foundation. And in the second half, it allowed us to play with such confidence. So, really happy with the whole performance. So the second half, I thought we were a lot better, a lot more patient, played it our way, forced them to make mistakes, which was really good. You're in the main one today, which is like 61k subs. Love to see you in them. Great stuff. Sick. I'll have to check that out. Big ups for letting me know. Hopefully one day you'll get in them. Maybe it's because you don't have your face on show. Fair enough, though. To not have your face on show. Not for everyone. Anyways, though, I'm going to write it off there. Big ups to everyone. What performance this was from City. And on to the weekend. Southampton, I think. Shame that's not televised, honestly. But either way, big ups to you all. You guys are all great. And yeah, hopefully Saturday's just as good as today. See you in the next one, Blues. Appreciate the support as usual.